Hey guys, what's up? This is GaLm and welcome to Evolve, or rather, a very early build of Evolve that I was able to play and record during PAX Prime. Before we get started, it should be noted that this is going to be a post-commentary video, since I was not able to record live commentary while we were on the expo floor. With that said, this will also be a multi-perspective video, where we're going to be jumping around the hunter and monster views, since I was able to get footage of all of them, and I want to create something kind of cool and different, even though it's my first time doing a post-commentary ever anyways. But anyways, we're going to be focusing down on myself as Maggie the Trapper, with Z-Royal Viking as Hyde, and Tetra Ninja as Lazarus. But before we get into that, let's watch the tutorial.
Maggie is the Trapper. She hunts down and traps the monster. The strength of the Trapper class is the ability to contain the monster and force the fight. Deploying the mobile arena is critical to your team's success. Hold the equip button to take the mobile arena down. The machine pistol has a wide spread, but deals significant damage in a firefight. Harpoon traps can be placed on the ground to limit a monster's mobility, allowing teammates to deal extra damage and escape from danger. Daisy, the pet Trapjaw, sniffs out the monster and its tracks, leading the team to combat more quickly. She will also try to revive incapped players.
And there we go. Now, in terms of play, I have actually, before going to PAX Prime, I had actually played Evolve during the alpha. Now, there were a couple of YouTubers who were flown out to the Evolve studios, but I wasn't in that bunch. So my experience was in the alpha. I can't talk too much about it since, you know, there was a whole NDA, but this was not my first rodeo playing. However, this was not, I hadn't really played too much of Maggie. Really, to be honest, the reason I was playing Maggie rather than the medic, which I wanted to play, was because Z and I were trying to do like a face cam thing, and Hyde and Maggie were right next to each other, so I needed to be there. But, you know, beyond that, I do like Maggie. She's actually my second favorite character to play as among the hunters, my first being Val, who I do get a chance to play during PAX, but we'll touch on that later on. So anyways, we're going to be dropping down here. As we saw, the monster did end up hiding or crouching away, as is kind of a typical strategy for someone who's kind of played a lot. However, Daisy's going to kind of lead us on a little bit of a different route. You know, the monster went over to the right, along the side of the wall, and Daisy's going to lead us along the left side of the wall. But you know what, that's okay, because generally, as a trapper, you want to be following Daisy when the monster is stealthing around, because at the very least, you'll get the general gist, the general direction of where the monster has been going, even if she kind of leads you on a really long chase. Like, if you have the robot support dude, who I think is named Bucket, I think he can do a little bit of a better job of finding the monster. He's like, oh, he's in this general direction. You can throw your head and fly around. And a lot of times, I did play monster a couple of times at PAX. I got track darted by the flying head. So I think that our support guy should have been doing that. But you know what? That's fine. We're kind of, you know, we're being coached at this time, being told, hey, here are the things that are going on. Here are things that you can do. Daisy just ascends through the wall, but you know, and that's always amusing and fun. I enjoyed playing with developers and being like, oh, hey, look at that thing, and you're like, yeah, they'll fix it. But anyways, we're still trying to find the monster. We really don't have any idea of where he went. We're just following Daisy. He's not really leaving a lot of tracks that we're seeing, because again, Daisy's leading us just kind of in general directions as we ascend back up walls, and he's kind of going ahead and leveling himself up quite a bit without any kind of combat. Now, we do also find a perk monster, or rather a monster with a perk that we're able to get, and when you kill them, obviously you can get little tiny bonuses. This one gives us increased item switch and reload by 50%, which, considering that I'm playing as the Trapper who sprays a hell of a lot of bullets, that can be really nice if I ever get into a fight. Although generally as a Trapper, I learned that you really shouldn't be doing too much engaging with them. You should be trying to limit the monster's movements, but I like shooting monsters, so I was the wrong class for that. But he's going to go ahead and actually evolve in this back corner, and we're going to hear him which is slightly unfortunate for him because we are actually kind of closing in on him. Now he's going to be throwing some points into Rock Throw, Leap Smash, and Fire Breath, which kind of shows that he doesn't really want to charge into the middle of the entire group. He wants to kind of keep his distance or ambush the group with high amounts of damage. When I play the Goliath, I go kind of the opposite route. I love charge. I love bringing myself into the middle of the group and just like decimating. Now, unfortunately, I also missed my mobile arena, and I just kind of threw it down assuming he'd be around the area, and then as I put it down, I noticed him in the back distance. I'm like, oh, no. But we know where he is, we've alerted the team's on the hunt, and we're kind of going into the same area, but we still don't know exactly where he went. Again, it can be really easy to lose where the monster is, since he can just kind of, hop behind a wall and then crouch around. And unless he's making a hell of a lot of noise, and you're not on a really loud, noisy expo hall, you're not going to really be able to find him too easily. Unless you know the maps really well. Now, again, this was also, I hadn't played much. This is my first time playing on this map in general, so I didn't really have any idea of where, oh, he could be trying to hide behind this around the coast. Everything was new for me in that, in terms of learning the map and being like, where the hell are we going? So I was a bit lost. Now, there is actually a map that you can bring up when you hit the tap button, but we'll talk about that in a bit, since the monster is going to be ambushing us while we look around for him in this particular area. Look at that, he went all the way around the rock. He's gonna go ahead and throw a rock over at the assault guy, although I think, in my opinion, maybe he could have done a little bit of a stealthier attack, because if you can't actually do a stealth attack which pins down the dude you're attacking, and we would not really been able to do all too much until we turned around. But we know where he is, we're starting the fight. I threw down the mobile arena, so now he's kind of locked into this area. Of course, I put myself right in front of him to get smacked down, and that mobile arena is not going to last very long because of it. So I'm just going to get hit by a rock and fly really far off as everyone else kind of goes down. He's just going to be like, I'm going to back off. He actually probably, in my opinion, really could have taken us out early on right there, since the only people who were left standing were the support and the medic. But he backs off and he gives us a little bit of a chance to breathe and go to evolve to stage 3. Now, Lazarus, and I believe Lazarus and the other medic, I'm not really too sure, but Lazarus is able to pick up people without them taking a permanent hit on their health bar. Unfortunately, I didn't know this, and so they're telling me as I'm picking up my friend, hey, whoa, no, let Lazarus do it. And I'm like, what? Why? I can pick him up. I got this. And so that was a little bit unfortunate. My friend did take a little bit of a hit there. Now he's evolving to stage 3, finally getting that charge. He is ready to really decimate us in, full frontal combat, even though, he kind of already did in that last battle. We weren't really prepared for him, and so he kicked our ass. He's just being straightforward. He kicked our butts. Don't know what's going to end up happening with the next fights, but we're on the prowl. We know the general direction. Again, we were able to hear him evolve in the distance, so I'm desperately kind of like listening in. I've got the game volume maxed out in my head, so I'm like, where the hell did he go? He's somewhere around here. He's somewhere to the right or something. And I throw down a mobile arena hoping I'd catch him, but unfortunately he was actually just barely not in there. He was around the corner, and if we had gotten there like 30 seconds earlier, totally would have been able to get him while he was evolving. But we were a little bit slow on finding him. But I'm hearing him in the general vicinity. I'm like, oh, he's over here to the right. I'm going to try going around this corner and ambushing him or something. But he's just kind of walking around. He doesn't actually know exactly where we are. He's heading towards the power relay because when you're stage 3, that opens up. It is an objective that you can do, destroy the power relay, and you will win. Or you could kill the humans, or you could lose because you're either killing the humans or getting the power relay. Otherwise, you're losing. But we do find him. I'm the first one to spawn him. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let us go ahead and throw down some traps just in case he comes up here because I don't really want to get too close to him. But I notice he's kind of, trying to throw his rocks. I'm like, yeah, I'll try and jump over to the other side and keep my verticality. That doesn't work because I fall down right in front of him as I run out of jetpack, and we both get, the support guy and I both get knocked over into the water, and he backs up. Now we're going to swap over to Lazarus because Lazarus, Tetra Ninja is actually doing quite a bit of work here. As you'll see, as Lazarus, you get this kind of little, SMG, oh, is it an SMG? I don't know. It's this little device you rapidly fire it at the enemy, and it creates little weak points on them. And if we hit those weak points as the other characters, we do increased damage. So he hits a lot of those, and you can just see little tiny marks all over the monster, which will allow us to kind of chip away at his health at a rapid pace. With that said, Lazarus can't really actively heal, but that's okay because, well, he probably wouldn't have really gotten a chance as he was able to start shooting at everybody else. Now, the monster did knock down everybody, but didn't knock down the medic. the medic was really important. Tetra Ninja did a really great job just kind of holding off in the back, shooting the hell out of the monster, but then also reviving us whenever we were knocked down. Now, I'm kind of involving, I went over to revive Daisy there, and I kind of stopped because I didn't want her to get up and then try picking up someone else. Because again, I made that mistake already where I picked someone else up and they had gotten that little bit of health mark down, and I don't want that too much. So I'm just like, you know what, I'll leave the reviving really to the medic unless it's involving Daisy. Even though Daisy can kind of take a little bit of hits herself, she's my pet. I can pick her up if I want to, right? But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and we're sitting up on top of this rock. Again, I want to kind of stay away from the dude, putting down occasionally some traps, some, what would we call them? Grappling hooks? No, not grappling hooks, but basically little hook things that will latch onto him and limit his movement. I don't put too many of them down though, because as I said earlier, I like to shoot the hell out of the monster, so I'm doing quite a bit of damage here. Not a lot, since the medic is kind of really far away. He's all the way back in the distance. Not really launching a lot of those weak points, but now he's come over, launching those weak point things again as I put down some more hooks, just in case he tries to hop up towards me. Now, he doesn't actually try to do it. In fact, it looks like he's staying around the bodies of our teammates. You can actually eat the bodies of the teammates, of the humans, so that they can't get revived by Lazarus, which is who we have. Now, he's just kind of, Lazarus again, staying in the back, so it's basically just me and Tetra Ninja, just kind of battling off on two different sides, while the monster keeps us away from the bodies. Of course, I'm not going to go down there. I have no ability to revive people, but it doesn't matter anymore because the monster has now successfully eaten the body of our teammate, which it can do generally instantaneously. The only way you wouldn't be able to eat him would be if we were shooting at him, and I guess I was kind of doing that. Now, again, I don't really know the layout of the map, so I'm like, okay, I got to run away from this guy. I'm going to try going around this corner, only to be surprised by this guy, and I literally like just made like a little yelp in front of everybody, like, oh, he scared me, and then I go down. Now, I was kind of hoping that the medic would be away from here, but as you can see, he's not really all that far. In fact, he cloaks up to prevent himself from being seen by the monster, and he's kind of a little bit down this valley, waiting for the monster to go away, but unfortunately, the monster does see him as he uncloaks and just slams him down. Now, thankfully, the dropship has already been summoned, so while Tetra Ninja takes a whole bunch of hits, ends up dying in this little river, the rest of the team is on their way. So that includes Daisy, me, Z Royal Viking as the assault guy, and our little support bucket dude. And this is just kind of really unfortunate as we watch the medic die and get devoured. Now, because he's stage 3, he does have the objective, that power relay, so we're like, you know what, let's head over there, and as we turn around to do that, we notice him jumping over the building. He's not even going to acknowledge our presence, really. He's going to just rush straight over to that power relay, try to get a couple of hits off. I've actually, during the alpha, I have had a couple of power relay wins. As long as they're really far away, it is possible, but unfortunately for him, we are actually relatively close by, so even if he gets a couple hits off, we're going to be hitting around this corner. But he's prepared. He is ready to lay down the smackdown as he throws down a rock at the support guy and just kind of generally lights him up. Now, I do also put down the mobile arena, which allows us to, again, keep him around this area, but he is stage 3. He does not care about that, honestly. He's just like, oh yeah, bring on the fight. You're in here with me, buddies. But that's alright, because I think that we're able to do quite a bit of damage here as we swap over to Z Royal Viking, throwing down the flamethrower and absolutely decimating the monster's armor and a bit of his health. Now, because of his health, I'm a little bit cocky. I'm all the way on top of this little area here. Again, keeping my distance, keeping that verticality, and also putting down hook shots just in case he tries to jump up to me. I do want to kind of do as much damage as possible. Unfortunately, I jump off. I have no idea what I was thinking here, but I jump off. Even though I know I should be staying alive, my teammates are all saying, hey, stay alive for the next 50 seconds so we can all come back. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm just trying to do some damage. Maybe I can finish him off, because he only had, you know, a bar and a half left of health. But he corners me down over here at the edge of the mobile arena, and I go down. Now, thankfully, and this is a bit of an amusing thing, Daisy kind of stays alive. She kind of glitches out. She takes a whole bunch of hits. But you know, I like to say that because of her love for her master and for her general teammates, she just doesn't take any damage. This is her last will. Maybe it is like legitimate like that, but she takes a bunch of hits here, and, well, I die. And the monster just kind of goes, fine, fuck it. I'll go ahead and destroy the power relay. I can't kill Daisy anyways. And Daisy doesn't even run away. She just sits there like, alright, I'm Daisy. Oh. And the monster, again, another developer, goes in to try and kill her. Now, unfortunately for him, the dropship is coming in, and I believe it will be coming in at a relatively close distance because of Daisy's positioning. I don't know if she actually does affect that, but generally, a teammate, depending on their position, the dropship will try to be as close as possible to that. So he's still kind of wailing away, and we don't know this. We just go, oh, Daisy, she saved the team. Thank God. And we think he's going to be going after the power relay, but in reality, he's just wailing away at Daisy. And it was really funny watching that in editing, like, oh no. We won because of a glitch. He's just trying to beat the hell out of Daisy, and she's not taking any damage. But eventually, he gives up on that, tries to go back for the power relay. But we are closing in the distance. We're still quite a bit out, 160 meters away. But he's got a good advantage. So he's just wailing away at that thing. But again, he's just kind of like, oh, you know what? I gotta be cautious. Maybe I can kill Daisy. Maybe I should go ahead and destroy the thing. I'm not entirely sure what his thought process is, but we're rushing over there as fast as possible. Daisy does join back up with us, and she's like, hey, the monster's over here. Let's run back over there and try and kill him. But, of course, we have to fight a couple of monsters beforehand. Now, they weren't really all that big of a threat, just little tiny monsters. But he does know we're coming for him. And actually, instead of staying to fight us, he goes, oh shit, I have only 2 bars of armor. I need to get the hell out of here. And I miss my mobile arena. Now, I don't actually know that I miss my mobile arena until my teammates are like, hey, dude, he's not here. And I'm like, okay, alright, my bad. Also, the monster scaring the bird outside of the mobile arena probably was able to tell me that. Now, the mobile arena does only have a range of 60 meters, at least from the distance that you're placing it, so I'm always trying to keep a mind of that, but he was just barely out of it. I don't know, I gotta nail that down eventually. Only do it when I'm actually really close by, because the monsters can cover distance in an incredibly fast pace if they're able to. Now, thankfully, even though he did back off, we know exactly where he is, or at least we know exactly the general area of where he is, because we're following him over the rocks, we're following him over the little mountainsides, and going, okay, he's in that back area. We even have Tetra Ninja coming over from a different side of the area, able to do a little bit of damage to him. Actually, I don't even, does that do a little bit of damage? It does. Doing a little tiny bit of damage as the rock, for some reason, morphs into the mountain behind him, and one of our teammates goes down. Who even was that? Oh, it was actually Daisy. Daisy goes down trying to meet up with the monster, trying to show us where the monster is, even though we're already engaging with them and trying desperately to fight him. But that's alright, because Z Royal Viking coming over here with the flamethrower, trying to do a whole bunch of damage, able to do so because of those hit points and because of the sheer damage output of the flamethrower. The monster just kind of goes, okay, I need to handle their major support specialist beforehand before I try to fight anyone else. And honestly, I believe in that too. Taking out the trapper and the medic is really imperative, including the support guy actually too. Taking him out before the assault can be really helpful, because what's the support guy gonna do? Rub his face on you occasionally? Because that's all Z is gonna really be trying. Now Z was able to actually put down a couple of poison grenades. I'm not entirely sure what they do, but it does kind of slow him down, slow down his actions. He's not really able to do all that much as everyone's kind of running around. Now, Tetra Ninja is still alive. He's cloaked himself up. You can't see him as the monster, but he is actually running over to me as the trapper to try and revive me. And is the monster going to be able to see it happening or what? He's actually kind of keeping his distance very slowly, very methodically coming over here. And there's the medic actually not... Oh, wait, no, she already got me up. She got me up. So the medic and trapper are all kind of chilling on top of the roof as the support guy throws down a bunch of turrets in the backside. Now, if the monster dropped down to where those turrets were, I'm pretty sure he would lose an incredible amount of health, but he doesn't really. He just kind of stays up, continuing to pursue both me and possibly also the medic. And I wish I had known that the trapper or the support guy was trying to do that. Otherwise, I would have gone a little bit more towards that side myself. But that's okay, because there are a couple of turrets able to do some hits off, and he is just feeling really, really hurt. He's barely got a quarter of a health bar left, and he just goes, all right, it's time to ditch. And it is totally possible to get all your health, or not all your health, but it is totally possible to get a whole bunch of armor back and finish off the fight in the way that it is. So he is just hoping for the best. He's hoping to be able to run off, and you know, there is actually a health regen perk, which would allow him to get all of his health back if he kept himself away from us in time. However, you can see at the top left corner that the timer for the monster is ticking down. He has 2 minutes and 30 seconds to either kill us or die, and so that is going to be really important as he kind of backs off, and he keeps on scaring birds, he keeps on attracting birds. We are, you know, following him down desperately. Now, we could also probably just run over to the power relay and try to hold him off there. It's totally a valid strategy, but I just go, no. I want to follow him down. He doesn't have that much health. Of course, I don't really know what his status of health is, so I'm just kind of like, I gotta follow him. He doesn't have any health or armor left. And of course, when I come over this rock and see how much health he has left, I'm like, uh-oh, I hope my teammates are right behind me, because otherwise I'm about to die. So, there we go, getting a couple hits off, and actually his armor goes down relatively fast there, because I'm hitting him a little bit in the face, and so he's lost a few bars of armor, and unfortunately I don't have my mobile arena up because I keep on losing it and wasting it, and that's really, really bad. But I'll learn eventually. Again, this is one of the first few times playing as the Trapper, but the monster has low health. Everyone's got him cornered. The assault guy, everyone is alive and ready to take the fight to him. So this is it. This is the final battle all the way on the coastline. As I throw down the mobile arena, we are locked into this battle. It's either him or us. As I start shooting the hell out of him, all my teammates start putting down turrets and flaming him and everything. And honestly, I think you can tell where this is going, because he's not going to survive. And that was our little round of Evolve at PAX Prime. Thank you to the developers who allowed us to play, and hopefully we'll be able to play more. I do have another round. Unfortunately, it's not really going to be a multi-perspective thing because I did not have the monster's perspective, but it is going to be a medic round, so that will be following up soon. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This is kind of my first post-commentary thing. Probably won't do all too many in the future, but I had a lot of fun going through here and watching through it with you guys. So again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm kind of really excited for Evolve. That will be coming out next year. Check out the links below, and we will see how things will be. But again, thanks for watching this video. I will see you guys next time.